All right, Blues, that magical word, Warchest, is the name of the game. Pep Guardiola is going to have £150 million to spend in his first window as Manchester City manager. But today, we're asking, if we were in charge, how would our dream transfer window go? Alex, I'm here joined by Stephen and Elliot, referring to myself in the third person for some reason. But we're going to thrash it out. If we had that £150 million, it was up to us, how would we spend it? So I'm going to open with Stephen. £150 million, how do you want Pep to spend it?
Right, basically, I think he's going to go big on the midfield thing. I think he's Pogba is not. I don't know if it'll happen, but I would put everything in Pogba's basket because he's a phenomenal player, loads of energy, the natural successor to Yaya. Slightly different, but he'll bring skill, goals, and he's really marketable, and he'll bring plenty of dabs. So 75 million on Pogba, I reckon.
Half your budget gone on one player already. It's whittling down quite quickly.
Yeah, but that's nothing these days, is it, really? That's not even a big deal, 75 million on a player, given the fact that we've all got, this money coming in from the Sky deal and
China. And the Sheikh's pocket as well. It's just money flowing.
Yeah, it's nothing. I would go for him just because I think we need to revamp the midfield with plenty of energy. Then alongside him, I still would go for Gundogan. Because once again, he really suits the way that Pep plays. Loads of intensity, a lot of passing ability. Just a very, very Pep player. I know he's got his injury, but I think he'll get over that. He's got the best treatment money can pay for, and I think I can see him alongside the likes of Fernandinho, hopefully with Pogba, and just having a really dynamic, energetic midfield, which I think is what we've lacked.
Okay, so Pogba at 75, Gundogan at, I think, 25, or Gundogan if you prefer. Seems to be 25 is the figure that the media is looking at, 25, 30. So we'll call it 45, 100 million spent, you've got 50 million more. Where's it going?
Leroy Sané, if that's how you pronounce it. I have no idea, but it sounds exotic. Yeah, I think he's been linked quite a lot as well, and there seems to be a bit of a clamour for him recently in the press. It seems that as soon as the season finishes, as soon as he gets called up to the German squad, all the rumours come back again, and they were there in January as well, so there has to be something in that.
If I remember as well, didn't Pep try and sign him when Pep was at Barcelona as well, so it's one that will definitely be on the cards over the window.
What, Leroy Sané?
I believe so. I remember doing the transfer target every day in January. It was a story that kept coming up, and I think Sané was linked with Barcelona in 2012 when he was just a kid. And
I didn't know that, so there we go. So maybe there is something in that. Yeah, he's really skillful. I actually saw him play about a year and a half ago against our under-19s, and he was the best player on the pitch for Schalke. It was phenomenal. Loads of pace, loads of skill. And I think he fits the Pep kind of mould. Very skillful, very direct, and he has this philosophy, Pep, of, he always says, and I think Paul was telling me because he's read Pep Confidential, who everyone's reading at the moment, that he has this thesis that it's his job to get the ball to the final third from the defence and midfield. Once he gets to the final third, he wants players to express themselves, and Sané kind of fits that motif perfectly because they'll expect him to just run at defenders, create chances, and he's young. He's got loads of resale value if he ever if it doesn't quite work given his age. So I would take him. Yeah, I think he's an exciting player.
What a midfield that would be. Sané sandwiched between Pogba and Gundogan.
Well, he's a winger, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. But that doesn't work for the pun, all right, Stephen? All right, how much are we putting in for Sané?
About 30, and I'm hoping I've got 20 million left for Rodriguez, the left back.
Okay, Rodriguez, the left back as well, because it looks like Clichy or Kolarov is going to go, probably Kolarov.
Kolarov is already gone mentally, isn't he? I don't really rate Kolarov personally. He's decent a few years ago, but I think we need to refresh that. It might be more money than this, but if that's the 150 million, that's what I would spend it on. So Pogba, Gundogan, a bit of pace out wide, and then an attacking, exciting left back in Rodriguez.
All right, okay, so we're going Rodriguez, Pogba, Sané and Gundogan. Elliot, you've been waiting very patiently there with my shoulder here, just sort of palm you off. Now let's have a look at your shopping list then. Are you agreeing with Stephen? Are you disagreeing? How are you spending your money?
I agree with most of yours, actually, but mine are a little more ambitious. Right, we'll start with a goalkeeper, because we're going to need one. I think Willy Caballero is going to go. Richard Wright's gone to the academy, the goalkeeping academy, or whatever he's doing now. We're going to miss him. And so we're left, we haven't got a second keeper. So I think, is Sturgeon? Is it pronounced Sturgeon? Ter Stegen, the Barcelona keeper, I think is a natural successor. He's already been linked with us. He's played in their Champions League squad. He looks decent. He looks solid as a second keeper, and that's what we need. I'm not suggesting that he would be our first keeper. Whether he'd want to come to City and play second fiddle to Joe Hart is another thing entirely. So he would be my first shout. I don't know what the price tag on him would be. I mean, there's a keeper about.
Yeah, we're looking on transfermarket.com, which is fairly accurate, but they reckon about 11 million. We've sort of had a little chat about it off screen and think actually maybe it might be 20 million. So let's call it 20. So you've got 130 million left.
I think anybody that City are buying, you've got to add whatever on top of it, full stop, because they, especially English players, if you're looking at English players, to fulfil our quota. The next one is out there a little bit, but it's massive and it's very expensive, and it's Luis Suarez.
Suarez.
I don't think we're getting Suarez for less than 100 million. So you can strike that off me. Basically, I've overspent already. But I think our strikers, our goal situation needs addressing. I think we get very close. We just haven't scored enough goals this season. I don't think that's been a massive problem. Boney's been a huge letdown. I don't think we can rely on Kelechi to pair up with. Although Kelechi's obviously been great, but I don't think he's up to the task yet to be up there every week up front. And I don't see Aguero up front.
Here's something for you. Suarez's brother, Suarez's agent is Pep's brother.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that. Oh, well, it's a done deal, then, isn't it?
I mean,
Suarez has been absolutely just banging him in for Barcelona. He was the highest scorer in La Liga. And, look, I don't like the guy really either, but I'm not going for a pint with him. I just want him to score a load of goals.
I mean, like, right, yeah, he bangs him in, and he's doing the job in Spain. He's Premier League proven, blah blah blah. But he's a massive bastard. I mean, like, come on, he's like
we need some more of those
like
players.
He's like A-grade arsehole. Like, if he could speak English, the Daily Mail wouldn't give him a column. That's how much of a bastard this guy is. Is that someone that you could cheer on in a City shirt?
Yes. You know what? The team is short of those kind of people, and I think we need an element of that up front. Yeah, sometimes it looks a bit lackadaisical up front. Sometimes it can, I just think we need a real striking force up front. And I know we've got that in Aguero. We haven't seen it this season as much as we'd hoped we would. We certainly haven't seen it from Wilfred Bonney. I think the striker situation needs addressing, and I think Pep might go big with it. I've spent all my money now.
So it's as far as the 100.
Well, Gundogan, but I think that's a done deal. So whatever I've got left over, 30.
Yeah, so we're spending 25 of the 30 on Gundogan.
Because I think that's a done deal anyway, and great. He looks terrific.
All right, okay. I'm going to go with Stephen. I think the 75 million on Pogba, I think is something it needs. Yaya is almost certainly out the door, and I think we need a massive presence. I remember watching City play Juventus at the Etihad earlier this season. Yaya had a pretty so-so game. Pogba, for me, was running the show. And I remember watching it thinking, that's how Yaya would have played 3 or 4 years ago in this fixture. And he's someone who I think just runs a game, and he's 23. He's so young and plays with such a swagger about him that is someone who could just dominate football. It's whether he would want to leave Juventus, because he is sort of the main man there. They're dominating Italian football, and Juventus are back big style.
I've just noticed, I was looking at Juventus Twitter feed the other week, and he's just launched their new kit for him. Launched the new Juventus kit. Now, whether there's anything in that, whether it means he's staying or not, who knows? I don't know if they'd use him for the centrepiece of their ad campaign for the new kit if he was going particularly.
But then, if they didn't, would it say he was going? So I guess they're kind of knocking a hard place there, isn't it? Though.
In my fantasy world, I'm going to assume that Pogba wants to come. I'm going to assume that £75 million is the price tag. I'm looking at the team and I'm thinking, again, I think Gundogan, he's someone who's a bit of a he's a worker. He's someone, although he doesn't play in the hard man role, he's someone who's got a little bit of angst about him that I agree with really, I think we need. So I'm going to go, that's my 100 million spent just like you did. Now, I'm going to address the striker situation. I don't think we need someone big. I don't think we need a Luis Suarez, because you look at the players we've got at the top end. After Aguero, we've got De Bruyne and Silva and Nasri and so on, who are all going to chip in with the goals. The problem for me is that when Aguero inevitably gets injured in November, we need someone who is going to fill in that gap. We're going to need someone who's going to come in. Bonney hasn't done that. We need someone who's hard-working, someone who will have enough to score goals on a City shirt, but hasn't got that ego that they're going to want to start ahead of Aguero. We're losing Richard Wright. There are other players, maybe Delphi's on his way, who knows. We're going to need to fill up that English quota. I'm looking, and I know you're going to kill me for this one, at Charlie Austin at Southampton. Now, right? Stay with me, right? Stay with me on this one.
In the first team?
Can you hear that? That is the sound of thousands of people clicking off this video online, right? I'm sticking with Charlie Austin, right? It's because Charlie Austin won't come into the team expecting to start ahead of Aguero. I think we'll pay his wages. Apparently, he likes the big money to sit on the bench, right? The £150,000 a week or whatever it takes. But at Burnley, at QPR, he was banging them in a side that didn't have that many chances.
Burnley, QPR.
Exactly. Those are sides that came into the Premier League and weren't creating 10 chances a game, but he was someone who was still scoring 15, 20 goals for those sides in the Premier League for basically crap sides. And that means that when you're swiping at chances and you've not played for 3 games, Charlie Austin is a man who hits the target. He's English, he fits the quota. He came to Southampton this season, he played 5 games, he scored and then got injured and has been out for the season, which is why we've not heard of him. Yeah. But I think for someone who's basically the equivalent of a backup keeper, we only play with 1 striker. We're not going to get Zlatan, we're not going to get someone like that who's going to sit behind Sergio. So I'm saying, out loud, on the internet forever.
Remember this day.
I'm going to say £50 million and a massive weekly wage. I'm having Charlie Austin.
Wow.
In my team.
That's out there. That's the exact opposite of my Suarez.
Yeah, and I'm thinking as well, I like the sounds.
But that's good, I like it.
I like the sounds of getting a Rodriguez, and I think we do need a fullback because Kolarov this season has looked not really arsed, and I think he's ready to go. And Cliché's done the job, but he's not got 50 games a season in him. Yeah. I'm looking at Danny Rose at Spurs. He's a player who's been linked. I think he'll have a good Euros this summer. He's Premier League proven. Rodriguez would be a great buy, but something we have missed is players that really care about Manchester City. And Danny Rose is probably not someone who's going to come in and he's not a massive City fan, but he's someone who understands the Premier League and will understand what the club's about and what it'll mean to the fans. He's someone that I think if we're 1-0 down is going to really have it to get back in at them.
I think if you're looking at the English quota and what we need at the moment, then yeah, he's a perfect fit.
And I'm going to say 25 million, but I've got a feeling that there'll be Spurs fans that will want to keep a hold of him, and Spurs might drive the price up, and that's when we go, all right, don't take the mixed Spurs, let's go to Rodriguez or whatever. Yeah. But for me, my personal one, I'm going to go Rose, Austin, Pogba and Gundogan, and I'm going to be happy with that. Elliot's sniggering with it.
It's the Charlie Austin thing. He was banging him in for QPR. I remember watching him playing for QPR thinking, wow. But at no point did I think, whoa, we want Charlie Austin. I just thought...
But he's not been about that player.
Charlie Austin's doing a great job for QPR. I didn't think we want him.
He's injured, though, always. He had his first injury at Southampton.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think we need to set higher standards than that. And we sign him just because he's English and because he's cheap.
He's got a 2 out of 3 goal quota.
Yeah, but you're looking. We did this with Boney. We saw a player.
Exactly. He's scored 2 out of 3 goals in the Premier League for Queen's Park Rangers, man.
Do you think he suits?
Look what he's done to my voice.
Do you think he suits? Do you think he suits the Pep Guardiola style of play? Do you think Charlie Austin is the man to like link up the attack and play
up front?
Right, I'm not. But QPR weren't just belting the ball to him. Burnley, they were belting all the ball to him. Swindon, when he was playing at Swindon, were playing attractive football. He's someone, you put him at number 9, it's 70 minutes, Aguero's gone off injured, you give him the ball in the box, he does the business. And you've got Kelechi involved who can play in your 3-0s where we're dominating and so on. Right, yeah, probably have, because we're in a pub all day. But that's my team. Stephen, your team again was Gundogan, Pogba, Rodriguez and Leroy Sané. Elliot, you went Suarez, Gundogan to Stegen. Let us know, because I'm sure you're all going to agree with one of us. I've got a feeling...
disagree with all of us.
Got a feeling Charlie Austin will trend after this video. But Charlie, if you're watching, and you probably are in your hospital bed, you're welcome, all right? You're coming.
Oh, great.
This is BlueMoonRisingTV. Make sure you comment below. Let us know your dream window. You've got £150 million. Go wild with it. Let me know how you'd spend it. Give the video a thumbs up. We've enjoyed making it. I hope you enjoyed watching it. And subscribe if you're new. Videos like this all the time. And it's not all about Charlie Austin. It's about City. BlueMoonRisingTV. Subscribe below.